Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to, I think we're on night 3 of my little short and sweet cooped up episodes. It has been a long ass day. I have been in a class all day online, in a class in my living room. It was a class about, it was a sales and marketing class essentially, but the theme of the day was about pivoting around our current state of affairs. And it was pretty interesting, and I learned things and networked a little, and overall it was a good day. It just felt like a regular day at the office, kind of sitting there and listening to videos and stuff and conversation and doing, little workshops. It was actually quite brilliantly executed, where it could be interactive, where you can get your questions asked, but still taught in a virtual atmosphere. So I think that that's going to be one of my gratitude things for today. Well, maybe a couple. I'm grateful that the technology exists to pull something off like that. And I'm grateful that there's people smarter than me to teach me things. It's real important, my understanding, not being a scientist or anything, but working our brains and exercising our brains daily as often as we can. It's important. So that's my big gratitude today. I don't know how you guys did with the water challenge I discussed this morning. I had, I think, about 64 ounces. I could have done a better job. The day's not over, and I have a couple bottles sitting in front of me, but we're getting there. And I'm going to, probably keep nagging at you, because whether we're in quarantine or not, water is important. Self-care is important. And the beautiful thing about water is it helps flush out all the bad stuff that, builds up in our bodies. Oh, speaking of which, I had celery juice for the first time ever this morning, intentionally. It was something that one of the girls on the trip to Asia talked about. So I gave it a whirl. It's only been one day, so I don't know if it's like worked magic and my skin is glowing or anything. But I tried it. I squirted a little lemon in there too, because celery just really isn't that exciting without cream cheese or hot sauce on it, in my opinion. I also made a decision, like I said earlier today, this is kind of like my journal, and I want you guys to take, the 5 or 10 minutes to listen to me talk about myself, to use that as a tool to remind you that you should be thinking about yourself and taking care of yourself during this, whether it's trying something new with your, drinking regimen, like pushing the water and drinking celery juice, or mentally stimulating something, wow, I can't talk, your mind. I just want to, continue to remind everybody that those things are important. Everybody around me, or that I hear from or communicate with, seems to be bored. And I just haven't gotten to bored yet. So while everybody has time to invest in themselves, I hope you're looking around and going, okay, what can I do with this? I know some people are cleaning. My cousin found garbage pail kid cards the other day when she was cleaning her house, and I got a kick out of that. Of course, I'm dating myself by talking about garbage pail kids. That was pretty interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much my check-in. What I also thought would be fun, and I'm going to start it tonight because I did an interview. Well, I've been doing a lot of interviews lately. We're working our way through April. I got a lot of editing to do, but we're working our way through April. And one of the interviews coming up is with someone I used to babysit when I was way younger. And she just has a beautiful sense of humor, and we laughed a lot. So it got me thinking about trying to put a little spin of humor in here. I mean, I laugh at myself all the time in front of you guys. And, recovery is not necessarily a joking matter, but we should be having fun. Paul Churchill, the alcohol podcast guy, I guess I'll call him, but he was talking about, he calls it Rule 22, and I think it's something like, don't take yourself too seriously. Sorry, Paul, I'm stealing that from you, but, being able to laugh at ourselves is important. So here is my recovery funny quote for the evening. Ever accidentally throw something away, then later realized you needed it? I almost did that with my life. So it's funny in the delivery, not real funny when we think about the fact that it's true. And I imagine as I research finding quotes along the way of recovery themes that I'm going to find that a lot of them could be either depressing or ironic depressing. I don't know the right word for it. Regardless, it'll help me build my vocabulary, I suppose, and practice not umming and sewing so much to you. I'm entered into a contest in a few weeks, or not a contest, a competition, and I have to give a 3-minute speech, and I'm going up against, I think, over 100 people, and I thought there was only 2 rounds, and there's 3, which bums me out. I don't expect to get to the finals or anything, but it would be nice because the audience is over 10,000 people, and I thought that would be a pretty good reach to share gambling, the gambling message, the gambling awareness message, and let people know how much trouble surrounds gambling. So we'll see how that goes. I got a lot of practice to do after I get through some more homework. Anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you first thing in the morning. Good night, beautiful people.